Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Mr. Cook's English class. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 different literary elements that writers use all the time. The first one we're going to talk about, and it goes along with our second one, is tone and mood. But to start, let's look at tone. Tone is the writer's attitude or the feeling that they feel about their subject, and that's often shown in their writing. And it's often shown when we speak to somebody else. If you think about it, how many times have your parents said, "Hey, watch your tone"? It's because of something you said and the way you felt about a subject, how that came out, they were able to pick up on that. So let's first start actually with not a written piece, but a real situation. How many of you actually went home and your parents say, "Hey, how many times do I have to tell you to actually pick up your room?" Their tone is not exactly happy, or they might be disappointed, or mad, or irritated. That kind of works the same way in writing. Let's say if you really want to see a movie and you were reading a movie review and the movie wasn't doing so well, the person who really didn't like the movie when they were writing about it, they might do a lot of bashing saying, "This movie's awful, this is the worst thing ever came out, it has no plot, it's not funny, it's terrible taste." That tone might be sarcastic, it might be mad, it might be irritated, or even disappointed in the film. So again, tone is created by the author or the person who's actually producing the work or saying whatever they're saying in the conversation. The way that the person feels on the other end of that conversation, or the way that the reader feels after reading that piece of literature, is the mood. So one more time, the author creates a tone while the reader feels the mood. So when your parents say, "How many times do I have to tell you about cleaning up your room?" you might feel pretty upset that they're yelling at you. That's the mood given off. So looking back to that movie that you wanted to see that was really getting bashed from that review, their tone was really kind of mad or disappointed in the movie, you might feel kind of sad because you were just bummed out that you wanted to actually see that movie. The next element we're going to look at is one of the coolest ones ever, because if an author does this right, we can really take our literature into a whole different level. We can think even deeper about that. And that is allusion with an A, not illusion with an I. So for those of you who think that I'm going to be doing some kind of magic tricks, like pulling a rabbit out of thin air, well, I guess I am going to be doing a little bit of magic there, but you won't be seeing it again because allusion is not the same as illusion. Illusion with an I is where your magic is happening. Allusion is when the author refers to something that has happened in another piece of literary work or something in history. So it's kind of like a shout out giving credit to another author or to another big event. Let's take a look at a poem that we actually looked at earlier in the year, "Nothing Gold Can Stay" by Robert Frost. Here it is. Okay, so if we were to take a look at that poem, we have a few different lines, and this poem works on so many different levels with the concept of allusion. The fact that the line says, "And Eden sank to grief," allows us to recall or to think about the story of Adam and Eve with the Garden of Eden. This story is actually in the Bible, so this is a reference to the biblical story of Adam and Eve, and it allows us to make a connection about how nothing gold can actually stay perfect, just like how Adam and Eve couldn't stay perfect in the Garden of Eden. Another reference where this is used for an allusion is in the novel The Outsiders. If you remember, Johnny tells Ponyboy to stay gold, to stay perfect or pure, just like how they are as children. But the fact that he mentions this poem where he says "stay gold" is a shout out to Robert Frost and that poem, "Nothing Gold Can Stay." So again, a shout out reference is called an allusion with an A, not illusion. So allusion is a reference to something that happened in history or to another literary work. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the classroom.